allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Making sure that we keep our district mission and priorities at the forefront. Our district mission is promoting lifelong learners through real-world experiences, and we're looking at academic excellence, successful staff, resource management, community relations, always ensuring a positive culture grounded in growth, collaboration, and school pride. Please call the roll and establish a quorum.
Sola.
Here.
Fields. Riphagen.
Here.
Boyd.
Here.
Dominic.
Here. All right, moving on to the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Riphagen.
Aye.
Sola.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, open forum. Is there anyone here tonight for open forum? Seeing none, we will move on to the consent items. Any questions, comments?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items as written.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Riphagen.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Sola.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. There is no old business, so we will move on to reports and correspondence with Mr. Abbots.
Yeah, so I'll just start with just two things real quick. So we have our Thanksgiving break coming up next week. We'll be just running a regular Monday schedule and a regular Tuesday schedule. We won't be doing a late early out, sorry, for Tuesday. And then December 19th, I believe that's the last day before we go to Christmas break. We'll be doing a 2-hour early out on that particular Friday there. Information will be coming from all of our building principals. And then just to keep in mind too, that winter weather is upon us. Snow days and cancellations and late starts, early outs are definitely a thing. I try to make all decisions, especially on late starts or cancellations, the night before or by 5:30, just because then we have kids that are on the road and starting to move for AP and lifting, and so want to give them as much notice as possible. And then we will only ever do, so it's official now because it's in a board meeting and it's not recorded. We will only ever do a 2-hour early out for weather-related things. I promised my administrators I would never do a 3-hour early out. So there you go. So now you have my word on it. So just so when that comes, those notifications will come again through text, call, and an email as well. It'll also be posted to our social media page. So supposedly there's snow in the forecast for next week already. So, but it's later in the week, so it's not going to affect school. So,
And I will never say never. We will rarely, if ever, do a 3-hour out. I will cover you.
it's
There
actually
might be.
it's the one back there in the middle that is the most concerned. So
I'll explain later.
that's it. That's it for me.
Rare.
Yeah. Well, 2 years ago I said I would never do it, and then I think I did it 2
The
days
next-
later.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Or committee reports. Currently, the school board, new elected members and the current ones that will continue to serve are down at Des Moines for a conference today, tomorrow, and if you're lucky, on Friday a little bit, which I think is just me. But it is a great learning opportunity. It's time well spent. Unlike other schools, everyone has attended, and that they have attended for our school board. Well, last 3 years for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been impressive to have everyone make a commitment to this because it's a lot of learning and that happens at these, a lot of education and keeping us afloat of what's going on. So, anything else for board committee reports? All right, moving on to administrative reports. Any questions, comments, thoughts?
Bonnie, you had one?
I did.
events.
Body-
for parent-teacher
Oh.
conferences.
Yeah. Well, I had seen some concerns about, voter turnout percent and things like that. And so I guess my bigger concern was more like percent turnout for parent teacher conferences. So do you guys have any like estimate of what percent of parents come? I assume elementary is more because it always is.
And really, I only have an estimate
Yeah.
I
What would be
only
like
had-
an educated guess?
between 85 and 90.
So that's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would go, I'm trying to like look at the numbers in my brain. I would say 65 to 75%-ish of all, but ours are a little bit different because they can meet, like, we try to encourage them to leave open spots. So like if I have a 5th grade student, I may only meet with Mrs. Talene, but Mrs. Talene can address all, just so that all the other teachers had openings as well to see how many we can get in.
Yeah.
But we had a very good turnout. Night 1 was definitely better than night 2.
Yeah.
But very well represented.
On my report there, you can see we had 93 families, so a little less than a third, maybe fifth, not. So yeah, we're which is kind of on the comeback because we hadn't had face-to-face parent-teacher conferences before last year for a while. So they kind of went by the wayside after COVID and they never came back until last year. We just did one night fall and one night in the spring. And this year, having them district-wide the same 2 nights, I think there was overall positive remarks from families about that. But so yeah, I mean, we have some room to grow at the high school, for sure. And but we felt like the people that did come it was a positive experience for sure.
Those are all better than I thought. So I think that's great. Good job.
That is great, and I know it takes a lot of time for the teachers to do this.
And Cattleman and Grill.
But it's great to have the community, the parents back in the buildings and see what's happening and being engaged. So thank you for taking that investment. Anything else? Sports related, esports is currently at state as we speak.
They're in the final.
And they're in the finals, so that was kind of that. All right, we will move on to other reports and correspondence, and so the FFA National Convention and Ag Department.
They're making you do this alone? There you go.
Okay, I'm Dakota Ostrander, and I want to thank you guys for letting 6 FFA members go to the 98th National FFA Convention. So we departed Tuesday and we returned late Friday night. We went with 6 other schools. Emmitsburg, Greene County, Manson, Northwest Webster, Ogden, Pocahontas area, and West Bend all traveled on a charter bus together. We went on 2 tours Tuesday, and 2 tours Wednesday. We went to Kendrick Forest Productions, Edgewood, Iowa, Farm Tech, Kankakee Nursery, Fair Oaks Dairy, and Fermilab. So we went to the 2 on the left. We went to the big greenhouse, and we got to see like their irrigation system and how they grew all of their lettuce, tomatoes, and strawberries to keep them healthy. And then we went to Kendrick Forest Productions, and they had 2 different buildings. So one of them we got to see how they cut all the wood, and we went to 2 different buildings. So in the second building, we got to see how they made all their cabinets, how they painted them all. And then this was Fair Oaks Dairy and Swine facility. So at first we went on the big bus. We drove through all the cow barns. We got to see how the cows got milked, how they got properly sanitized. And then the 3 big blue machines are a robotic milker for the dairy cows. They have 6 of those in that building. And then I think they have 6 in another building. And then we also, the 2 little baby cows, we got to go in the nursery. We got to watch a baby calf get born, and we got to also learn like how they'll raise it up and to prepare it to be a milk cow. And yeah.
That says it all, right?
Yeah.
You got to eat.
Yeah. So then Thursday, we went to the National FFA Convention. The 6 members who went were Cheyenne Kiley, Madison Karstens, me, Kai Byerly, Chase Fetcher, and Devin Parker. So Thursday morning, we went to opening session, and then later on, we went to the convention hall, which we got to meet with a whole bunch of ag businesses who had booths there. So they talked to us about like different things you can do in the ag world. And then there were also colleges there that you could talk to figure out, like if you wanted to go to college to be in some sort of ag, they were there to, yeah.
Good enough. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dakota.
Excellent.
I think there's another slide. I think there's a couple things after that.
Ooh, Sean.
Slide 10.
So I'm here to try to explain a few things here, to try to make some improvements and recommendations for the ag department. Earlier this spring, I had a meeting with Mrs. Shannon, and she told me about the Max Johnson Trust, and they would like the the ag ed department to be the benefactor of $40,000. And so through this time, since September, been trying to work on getting a quote to work with the greenhouse, because the greenhouse has had some issues. And so I finally got a hold of Steffi Greenhouses out of Kansas City. They have worked with a lot of the ag departments in the state of Iowa, like Ogden and so forth, that have put up theirs. And so it's a company that will help put their footprint on this greenhouse. And then if we need additional work or advice or assistance after I'm gone, it'll be there for that new teacher. And so with that, they came back with the quote. We can go to the next page. $63,500 is basically what it's needed to upgrade this. There's no ventilation fans in that system. They just have these little areas and little fans that doesn't move the air. And then during the summer, the thermometer only go up to 120, and it's been 120 degrees there all the way through September, even the first 2 weeks of October. There's just no way to get the air movement, and so they're recommending a swamp cooler and then upgrade the electrical and heating updates. So I am kind of proposing that with that $40,000, and then with the $50-some thousand we have in the chapter fund to help go towards that $63,500 to make these upgrades for that greenhouse, to put it in working order. We can call them if we're having problems. I mean, it's a good resource. And if someone doesn't have the experience, which I don't have a lot of experience with greenhouses, it's just a good resource so we get this facility working and the way it should be. Along with that, as I'm going forward, I've been working with NRCS and the Greene County Naturalists in trying to do some things with the chapter farm and those retention ponds. And so my recommendation would be is to put a 60-foot pollinator buffer strip around both. And the buffer strips would be prairie wildflowers. To try to enhance that, we can go in there and remove the willow trees that are starting to come up, and some cottonwoods are trying to come up, try to get those removed. It also, when we talk about water quality in the state of Iowa, it gives the students the opportunity to understand a little bit about that as well. And NRCS and Greene County Naturalists, they will help us get this all started, get it worked out. I talked with the advisory committee for the Ag department. There's people there that were willing to assist us in getting this all taken care of. I put a high number of $4,500 there. I think we can get it done for about $3,000, but it's just something that maybe would make this area look a little bit better. It also would probably reduce the mowing that goes on out there to kind of help with the grounds and maintenance. And so that's just a recommendation to maybe start thinking about, that you guys maybe discuss and think about at the December board meeting. And then as we continue with there's the next couple of slides, just
Thursday, I met with Jefferson Trees Forever. And it's a gravel planting beds for bare root trees. And it's a way to enhance the root development of the trees. And so I guess I'm just going to seek permission that we can use the water from the school to help with the drip irrigation to keep those trees growing. And that way they can in turn use that to plant trees to replace them in the city of Jefferson. I can maybe show more or whatever. And I know Mr. Gersma's here and he's on that committee as well. We've talked about different things. Instead of putting a gravel bed there, I'm looking at getting 2 500-gallon water tanks and modify them so that if 3 or 4 years from now we don't want this, we can get it and move it out and it's not an eyesore. It just makes it easy, and it's something that we can transport or move around or do whatever we have to with it. So that's something else that it gives it's an opportunity to work with propagation of plants, working with plants, and then again, it's going back into the community with the trees and so forth.
And with that, would they sell the trees back to the community?
That that could be something. As I go through this whole process, I don't want to talk for the new ag teacher that may come on.
Okay.
If it was my thing, I probably would consider it, but whoever takes over, you know what I mean? I don't want to jump that, put the cart before the horse, or horse before the cart, that type of situation.
But that's
it's potential opportunity.
Fundraiser
Yes.
as well.
And so then I can't remember what's on the next slide. That kind of gives you the idea of the 2 retention ponds. And even though it's a 60-foot barrier around those 2 retention ponds, you could easily square that off to make it however you want to. And so it's just something to kind of consider there as we go through this process. But there's a lot of opportunities. I know the Jefferson Trees Forever, when they talked about it, there's opportunities to put more trees around those buildings for shade or even for a windbreak. There's a lot of opportunities here if we were involved in something like that. And then last but not least, I've been working with Reader's Red Power out of Grand Junction, trying to get a precision planter. And so this is something looking down the road that if we can get a 6 or 8 row planter, we can put precision units on it, which will do all sorts of things and seed spacing and all this stuff for kids. It's all digitally mapped. Bring it up on the classroom and we can say this is what it looks like to have the corn seed just 1.5 inches versus 2 inches, all this kind of stuff, planting depth, the whole works, provides all this type of opportunities. And so they're looking for a planter for us with that. And so it's something that maybe down the road that as we go through this process to give the kids that opportunity. They also said our kids could come over there and build this planter with them during the days.
That'd be cool.
And so it's just an opportunity since we don't have a space to really bring in a piece of machinery and do some of this. It just gives the kids one more opportunity to go over there and try to do some things with them. And then last but not least, either through Greene County Agronomy or Landis Cooperative, the Scott Drone Services, that's all digital. That's a drone taking pictures of the test plot. The Sky Scott, which is out of Carroll, they do it twice a month, so we can see the growth of the foliage, the color of the foliage. That usually indicates nutrients and how well the plant's doing. And then we'd have that, it'd be done twice a month, starting in May all the way through September, and just another mapping service. And we did get a $750 grant from Landis Cooperative to go towards that. So this is just some things to look at, but my main thing is the greenhouse is what's important into so many different things. I have growing towers to go in there, but until we get that functioning, we can't do much with the growing towers to raise herbs for the culinary department or whatever we want to do. So just something for you to consider for the next board meeting, but at least there's money there to take care of it. So any questions? And if you do, feel free to contact me. So I really appreciate it. It's been fun so far.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
One second. Alrighty. We are moving on to the canvass of votes from the November 4th election.
Yeah, so we've had our canvas votes from both the counties of Greene and Boone. And all of our directors are at large. We are not a districted school district. So reading through all of the directors at large, just going through from top to bottom here. Megan Holtz received 1,085 votes. Cindy Davendak received 1,067 votes. Katie Nelson received 1,034 votes. Jeremiah Goffner received 642 votes. Nicole Chisholm received 472 votes. Scott Graham received 450 votes. And Spencer Kirk received 329 votes. A candidate total of 5,079 votes. There was a scattering that received 21 votes for a total of 5,100 votes. So therefore, it was declared that Megan Holtz, Cindy Davendak, and Katie Nelson were all duly elected for the office of Director at Large for the term of 4 years. That was completed by the clerk of the Board of Supervisors and was finished at the county seat of Greene County on the 18th of November, which was yesterday. So I think I did that right this time. 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Okay, so with that, we say farewell to Michelle Fields and Bonnie Selbach. Kind of like a little sentiment. They both hired me, so it's pretty odd. It's been really awesome to get to work with them for the last 3.25 years or so, and just know what their vision and what their beliefs and values have brought to our school district and what they've done for our community, our students, and our schools. And thank you doesn't seem like it's anywhere near enough, so that's why we got you a lifetime pass. So thank you very much. Thank you. And so that's where you get to make the call on the next action, but we have, so sorry, like government kids and everybody else and the driver's ed, but we have a cake that we're gonna go through first to recognize them. So we can do the super fun exchange of seats with our 2 new board members who are here. So,
So we are going to adjourn this meeting at this time and take time to actually celebrate them for 5-10 minutes. I know it's going to be a little longer, but get some sugar, you'll be just fine. It goes without saying they've done a lot of work for the last 4 years, and it does take a lot of time and dedication. And I greatly appreciate both of you. So thank you. And we can get a picture next to the cakes, maybe.
Pictures of both of them and their certificates
Yep.
and lifetime passes.
Hold up, on a real clap.
Right.
Yes.
Ms. Rabbit, sorry. Ian Harvitt.
I know.
All right, let's do these 2 first. Ready?
What'd you go?
I would try.
Oh, ladies.
Oh.
Yeah.
How's my hair look?
Oh, do you like that screen off?
Sure.
Business is business. Edit it out.
Yeah, I'll try.
Looking at the agenda for the board meetings.
Thank God you have a guy
I know. Oh, we do.
Hey, look at that, more professional, right?
See my forehead.
3, 2, 1, and 3, 2.
Culture and
Might
reflection.
do one more without it too. You know.
Barely, just right.
Do we know how your kids feel?
There you go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Somebody come cut the cake.
Go
Get
for
this
it.
rolling.
Sean, come help me, please.
Do you want to take one and I'll take the
Oh,
other?
perfect. Actually, Sean, you're not gonna have to do as much.
Talk about that.
That looks like.
So I want my name. No, I'm kidding.
I will right out of the middle.
Right down the mid.
You want it? No, you stop that.
How much do you want?
About a fourth of that. A fourth of a fourth. Yes, that looks good.
Oh.
You want me to pass out some cakes if you need?
I just like it.
I can pass it out. I have asked
Yeah.
about my actual class.
How many cakes? What cake, please?
That's a good point.
I'm serious.
I'm used to the disappointment.
Never.
Against the Bears is still somewhat new.
Want chocolate or do you want?
Hey, Cairo Santos gave you all the hope in the world.
You did.
I was listening to.
Thank you.
Yes.
Vanilla, chocolatey one.
The announcers were like, well, we won. We're down in the fourth quarter, get back.
Thank you so much, dear.
I don't
Started with our next organizational board meeting. And I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we will talk about the oath of the offices of elected directors. Laura, that is your.
Yeah, you get to.
I guess I'll read off the screen. Okay. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the
Hold on,
Constitution?
we have to
They
stand.
both need to stand and raise their right hand. This is a real thing.
And do I need to do it?
Nope, it's Laura.
Yeah.
Yes, you do, because you're newly elected or re-elected.
All right, ready?
Here, let's go.
Do you solemnly, yeah, there you go.
Okay, hold on, we're doing musical chairs.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully, impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of School Board Director in the Greene County Community School District as now and hereafter required by law?
Yes.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I do.
I know. Because we're actually-
Now we have to, there has to be the nomination process for president, vice president.
All right, welcome to the board. We're excited to have you. Now looking at the election of a president and vice president.
I would nominate Cindy Dobnak as president, and can I do both? And Tim Verhagen as vice president.
I would second that. We have a motion and a second. Any comment? Anyone gonna disagree? I don't think so. All right, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson. Aye. Foltz.
Aye.
Verhagen.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dobnak.
Aye.
No, you guys
All
can
right,
take
and
your
now
oath
the
for that.
oath. We'll go this way.
Go this side now.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of School Board President and School Board Vice President in the Greene County Community School District as now and hereafter required by law?
Yes, I do.
All right.
All right, now that is out of the way, we will move on to new business, which is school permits. You got a long night, sorry. It's okay.
Okay, so since Michelle's not here, I'm gonna take that on for her. We only have two. We have Colin Thompson and Murphy Schwander. So before we get into some of the things that y'all need to be reminded of, if you want to just stand up, state your name and why you need a permit, school permit, and we'll move into some other stuff. So start with Colin.
My name is Colin Thompson, and I'm here because I want to get my school permit. The reason why is because I have a single mother that I really have to get to from school, and both of my two brothers. This will help out a lot because I can take me and my brothers to school, and my mom doesn't have to worry about that. She can get to work on time.
Beautiful.
Good deal.
Murphy.
My name is Murphy. I'm involved in a lot of sports, and my practices are different from my brother. My parents are working, so I need to get myself to and from school for practices and school.
Sounds great.
Okay, so I don't remember Michelle's whole thing, so I used a really cool program to tell me the things I'm supposed to tell you. So I will preface it by saying something I learned with the Iowa Supreme Court is that you are expected to know and understand the laws. So we'll start with that. But a couple of things we'll remind you of is it says you're supposed to carry the completed consent form in your vehicle while you're driving the whole time. On the consent form, you have to list all residences if there's more than one that you have approved driving locations to. With your permit, it's to go from home to school and school to home. Take the most direct route possible. It's same thing like if it's for farm or work related activities, it's got to be within 25 miles. If you need to stop for gas, you do so on something that is on the most direct route possible. So for example, if you live in Scranton, you're not driving to Grand Junction to Casey's to go get gas. When you get behind the wheel, no cell phone, smartphone, tablet, or entertainment device while driving. Whatever that means. You cannot carry more than one minor passenger who is not a relative when you're driving. You cannot pick up and drop off people from other locations. If they want to ride with you, they have to come to you, and then you can go back to the location you came from only. You don't get to go drop them off. And if you violate any of those restrictions, you get a ticket for any reason, crash or any sort of license violation, you would lose your license for up to 3 months per violation, and then you have to go through a whole reinstatement process for that. So does that about cover everything she used to say?
You did a great job.
Great job.
And
She is
everything-
amazing.
Say the 3 months thing too,
Yeah.
is then when you get your actual license, you have to wait 3 months then too.
So is it really more like 6 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might want to mention the 1 hour at the end.
Oh, yeah, your driving time. So for example, let's say you have lifting at 6 a.m., you're allowed to be on the road by 5 a.m. And let's say you go to a soccer game or, a soccer contest that you're actually playing in, you guys don't get home till 10 o'clock, you have until 11 o'clock with which to be home. So you get an hour before and an hour after your expected time. It's not that 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. or whatever those times used to be. So you do get an hour on either end of that. So yeah, thank you for that. Any questions? Okay, I can't make a recommendation. Well, actually, I can make a recommendation, but I would recommend that those two go get their license. But now you guys would have to then go through your whole thing.
I'll make a motion to approve the driving school permits for the 2 individuals as listed.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson. Holtz. Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye.
All right, Cohen and Murphy.
Congratulations. I'll comment
Come on,
sign.
we'll sign and you guys can stay.
Sign this too.
Me, yeah, I can.
Maybe speed up the process. I can keep my signature going. I don't. And I don't put the phone number. Sorry. I need that. You put your name on this, so I know that it is. Let me do it right now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Perfect.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Drive safe. All right. Moving on to meeting date, time, and location.
Yeah, so just,
Sending that.
we'll just kind of do the second Tuesday of every month.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Just testing you. 5:15 p.m., 101 Ram Drive, Jefferson, Iowa, 50129. Middle school board room. Location of table may shift in directions. Other than that,
Sounds great.
here we are.
Is there someone who'd like to make a motion to approve those meeting date, time, and location?
I will make a motion to approve the meeting date, time, and location that was just discussed.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson. Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, committee assignments. A couple are currently blank. We can obviously with these change people around if people are really wanting something or not.
Can you check your email and give me change that for me?
So my question is, I have been on this wellness committee for 2 years, and I'm just wondering if we need to continue since there isn't a committee, we haven't met. I mean, I think there's some potential in meeting and having one, but hasn't met.
Do we get any tax break or anything? I mean, obviously wellness, because it's good to keep everyone well, but is there any insurance, not tax, but insurance?
There can be insurance incentives with the idea that it's like a healthier staff and a healthier community, would generally equate out to like less hospital visits and, less doctor's visits and whatnot. So there's that opportunity there, but the actual incentive is more or less like potentially.
So 3 years ago, you guys run it. Was it being done then? Who was in charge of it at some point? What's the
Bonnie would have
history?
known that. But I know they did some stuff and had some speakers or different people come in. I would go back actually to our administrators back there. How do you think it was received? Do you think people would enjoy that? I know you've done some stuff, Karen, at the high school, if I remember.
Feel free to weigh in, but my memory was, there were opportunities for staff members to participate in like month-long wellness things. So there would be like a weekly video or a daily video that was sent. It was I think something that the district purchased, and then, you know, there was different focuses on physical health, mental health, you know, exercise, water intake, like there was sleep, stress management. So then, and it was optional, but it was encouraged for staff members to invest some time in their wellness. And then there was, I think, also a part of that was we did the district organized through the rec center, that weight loss thing where you could go and weigh in, and it was like a weight loss challenge, and it was like in January, February. So there was like things that were happening district-wide that were anchored around well-being for the staff. So that's what it kind of used to look like.
And who used to lead that?
Mr. Christensen would share out the information with us as far as who, you know, what opportunities there were. So it came from the district office.
Okay, so there wasn't really
There was a
organized
team,
committee?
because it was with like, I know a nurse or something. There was a couple different people on that team. It wasn't just, he might have been the messenger.
The person that communicated it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the food service director was on it too.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I think,
we haven't, but you're right, we haven't done anything like that, other than just what we have done in our own, in our own buildings.
Right.
We haven't done it as a district since I've been the principal, so.
So I guess the question is, do we need to continue something? Or do we?
Do you think it was well received?
Yeah, I do think it was well received. We were on teams, so we worked together, earned points, you know, things like that. I mean, it was I don't want to say gamified, but yes, it was. There was a reward for there was a reward for the winning team, Ram gear, actually, or something like that, you know, that we got to choose from. So yeah, I think it was well received. Staff were engaged in it. Those that participated, we had a lot of participants. It was optional, but yeah, we had a lot of participants.
And I think it was, there was also when we had like the mental health Mondays.
Yeah.
That was also a part of it when the district when there was no school or staff, no PD, those mental health Mondays were part of it too. So, but yes, so of course that was appreciated, but
I think it was well received for sure, and a lot of participation from our district staff too. Yes.
So therefore, I would say yes, you need to continue with it, or we should look into it.
Maybe fire it up.
Revitalize it, revive it some.
So yeah, I'd be willing to continue to serve on it, but I'd want, you know, who would we suggest for staff or be on it? And
I mean, you could look towards our nurses, our middle school principal, would be a good idea.
Hey, my staff already, there's like 7 or 8 of them that walk every single afternoon.
Yeah, ahead of the curve then.
Like I said, that sounds like challenge number 1, so you've got that down already, okay?
Do you want Connie to lead that of people, or would you lead that discussion? Or do you two just want to meet and make that happen?
Are we gonna have a second board member, or is it just Connie?
At this time, let it be Connie, and if it needs to be a second board member after we get developed, maybe we'd have a second board member. Does that sound okay, or does it, it was always had 2?
Yeah.
Oh, we can have 2.
So Brett and I will meet and talk about that.
Who gets to?
Who would like to do that?
I can do that.
This maybe seems good. Okay. Okay, then we have the school foundation. We do need a board member for this. We meet quarterly. Audrey? Okay. meet quarterly at Moon Peterson law offices. And usually the meetings last, I don't know, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. Oversee scholarships and a whole host of other things that the school foundation is involved with. And we just need one board member per our bylaws.
I would do that.
And Bonnie took notes. Not saying you have to take notes.
She was technically the secretary.
Oh, she was
I'm
our
an
note
experienced
taker.
secretary.
She was our note taker, so I'm kind of like, oh.
Okay, and then we have 3 more spots there. We have so for negotiations, this is with our certified staff. We have administrative and classified salaries. There's really not negotiation that necessarily goes into that. And then facilities.
I'm fine shuffling stuff around too.
Yeah, I was just
So
gonna
there's-
say.
I just was going a few of them.
Yeah. I will say too, as far as like the Bell Tower Foundation, I'm fine being on that. I have been a terrible committee member. So just to put that out publicly, my time commitment for that one has not been great. So just to put it out publicly, I'm fine staying there, but just to acknowledge them if they're listening. I understand I am awful, so.
And I think that's okay. I think it'll be interesting. What is our role in that as being the school? It'd be good to know what that role is. I don't know if that needs to come from you, maybe asking the question of, hey, how do you see us fitting in as a school member being a part of that group?
I could take that back to them too.
That'd be great.
If that would be,
If you are gonna continue to do.
Yep.
Which we can always have you continue, and then if it's decided like, it ultimately comes down to, well, that's not a direction we're gonna continue with, then we can always take it out. Not really consequential.
So I guess, I'm good. If anybody wants any of the other ones that I'm on to, I'm fine switching to something else. If anybody wants an easy one, the Greene County Assessors Conference, we meet twice a year.
What is that?
We
What
go,
does it do?
we go in February, and then they talk about the things that they're changing with the county, and then we meet again a month later, 2 weeks later, to approve essentially those changes. So,
And the administrative and classified salaries, that's meeting with Brett maybe once or twice, and just going over the salary schedule and where we're at with that. Don't you think, twice a year? Yeah, it's not very time consuming.
And another committee that I was wanting to do, and I don't know if you want a board member on it or not, but the communications committee, is that something you want
I
to
talked about that.
add? And what I think about that is how are we getting our communication across district-wide out to the community that aren't even in our district? How are we making sure we have that?
that's a good idea.
And I
I
potentially
think I
would-
just heard you nominate yourself for it.
Sure, I'll be happy to do that. And at some point, maybe this would be a good one for Megan, because I'm gonna keep adding more committees. I do think it'd be really nice to do like a financial health committee. I haven't talked to Mr. Abbott's much about this, but it just where are we at, what's going on? How do we look in the next 5 years? I mean, we look at that as a whole. I don't know if it needs a committee or not. Maybe that's something we could look at.
Or it's how you communicate that too, I think there's a lot to be said about how you communicate financial health and so,
Okay, well, maybe it'll be a 2-person member on the communications committee, and it will also include financial communications. If you want to do that.
I'm fine, you put me.
We're really good at just
I do
nominating.
a lot of
each other.
I do a lot of communications.
So facilities, does anyone have a strong?
It doesn't necessarily have to be 2 either. If it's, I know they've been 2, but they don't have to continue to be 2. So like if it's just him for facilities, it can be just him for facilities. That's fine as well. But if somebody else wants to jump in on that, then we can do that as well.
I don't know that I have to be on it because I'm already on a lot, but I do think personally facilities is a big one because I feel like we still need to finalize that, is it DLR?
We still we at
One
least
more.
one more meeting with
And
them.
then a report out, and I think it'd be good to have two people really understanding that at the moment.
That's fine.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I can do that with you.
So you're kind of already there.
I would do the administrative and classified salaries with you.
Hold on.
I said, I've got
He's
that.
doing it
I've-
also.
I know, but I want to do it on here too.
Oh, here, you can look here.
But, okay, whatever.
And then negotiations,
Probably need to.
is there another?
I can.
Okay.
Does Michelle
That's-
need to be
Um,
removed from the?
School improvement advisory. Is that, what is that one?
SIAC.
Our SIAC committee. So we will meet and there's like a state report that we have to go through and
yeah.
like a state process that we have to provide some updates and
Yeah,
have board members be
okay.
part of it.
I would do that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just as for the benefit of the two additional new members. Park and Recreation, currently I sit on that. I go to the monthly Park and Rec board meetings. That's a monthly commitment. Negotiations, we kind of talked about that. Same with the salaries for classified staff. We talked about every insurance. Do you want to talk about that and what that does you do for that, Tim?
And we've met, I mean, 2 or 3 times, just talked about changes in property insurance, and was going through that. We had a meeting about medical health insurance, just once. Brett sits in on those, so I have lots of help. It's a lot of information. But yeah, we've only met probably 3 or 4 times at the most.
Typically we meet with Jim Unger twice to talk about property casualty, billing, like all that fun stuff. Yeah. And then health.
Scholarship, there's 2 scholarships that the school board oversees the distribution of. So we pick the candidates for. Connie and I have done that in the past. Wellness, we're gonna get that going again. Policy review, Connie currently does, and I think she does an excellent job, but
Just meet,
We appreciate you doing that.
I just meet about once every 3 months. We go over policies. Yep. You learn a lot.
so is there anything that someone really wants to do, or does somebody want a different job? Because I don't want to say that we have to continue the same role. Hearing none, we will go ahead and say you're good with those.
Do you need to make a motion on that?
Yeah.
or-
So with those changes, would someone like to make a motion for the committee assignments?
I'll make a motion to approve the committee assignments as written or presented.
I can second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Foltz,
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Nelson. Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, early graduation request. I believe there was 2.
Nick Madsen and Caden Keenan.
Any questions on those?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2 early graduation requests.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We have a motion by Tim and second by Megan. Please call roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Nelson. Foltz.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, fundraiser request. One of them I noted that technically already happened, so I'll ask that Mr. Abbott's go ahead and contact Tori and make sure that that's in a little bit sooner. I'm sure it was an oversight, especially with when time of meeting changed too, so. With the sponsorship fundraiser for, I'm guessing, or is that wrestling exactly? Is that just asking for donations from people?
Yeah, each of the kids ask donations and different people. It's something they've done in years past, and you can sponsor a weight class.
Sounds good. And did you guys see the additional one too? There was an additional one that got added.
For holiday cheer for Misty Hermanson.
Yep. Any other questions, comments about those? All right, would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the fundraiser request as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion second, please call the roll.
Nelson. Aye. Folds. Aye. Ritthagen. Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, early retirement.
Yeah, so we are, once again, we're not going to be offering the big overarching early retirement plan that we've offered in years past. And kind of my rationale is really kind of the same as it's always been there, is that I'm not in a position right now to start encouraging teachers to retire. So, but we do have 3 different policies for our certified, classified, and administrative staff that they can take advantage of when it comes to cashing in sick days, and so long as they provide, follow the policy and provide the early retirement notice. So information will start coming out from Laura on a monthly basis here, but this is our kind of our first notification to employees that they have that they have that opportunity or option to take advantage of. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right,
We don't need a motion or anything else like
all
that.
right. We will move on to the Greene County CSD District Development Special Ed Service Delivery.
So this is just a plan that we have to go through every 5 years, and what it does is lay out how we make sure that we're providing a continuum of services for students who need special education support, and then how we make sure that the students that are placed on each teacher's roster is a load that can be handled, that we make sure that we don't have too many on one roster and not enough on another, and that we're able to provide lots of different things to meet the needs of the many students that we have. So we just redid that. Actually, we did it at the tail end of last year, and then in the hustle bustle of the start of the school year, it's just now getting brought to you guys.
Sounds good. Any questions or comments related to that?
I'm glad you do it. It's nice to know that that happens. So thank you.
Sort of have to.
Yeah, exactly. But it's good to know. Yeah.
Seeing none, would someone want to make a motion to approve the plan as presented?
I will make a motion to approve the Greene County Community School District developed special education service delivery plan as presented.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second, please call the roll.
Folds. Aye. Nelson. Aye. Boyd.
Aye.
Ritthagen.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, SBRC applications.
Yep, so we have 2 different applications here. One is for students who are open enrolled out that were not included in the previous count. And so last year there was 18.1 students for a total of 154,488. And then we also have an additional request to the SBRC for our English language proficient students, kind of looking at what their account is there. So we had 7 that were at that intermediate level with a weighting of 0.21. We're making a request to the SBRC for $11,792 in for those students that were included in the fall 2025 certified enrollment. So this gives us the opportunity then to request for that authorization for those funds.
Any questions?
It has to be 2 different motions.
It does, yes, sorry.
There has to be 2 different motions, and on top of those ones is what needs to be said in order to approve those.
I will go for it.
I make a motion that the district's administration is authorized to submit a request to the school budget review committee for a modified supplemental amount of $154,488 for open enrollment out students who were not included in the district's previous year certified enrollment count.
I will second that.
We have a motion and second, please call the roll.
Nelson. Aye. Foltz.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
I
Dominic.
Aye. All right,
will make a motion. Can I go and move on to the next one?
you may.
I will make a motion that the district's administration is authorized to submit a request to the school budget review committee for a modified supplemental amount of $11,792 related to the English language learning program for students who have exceeded 5 years of waiting but are included on the fall 2025 certified enrollment headcount.
I will second that. We have a motion and a second, please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Nelson. Aye. Foltz.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, the 28E agreement with the city of Scranton related to busing.
So Scranton's a little unique. Some of our students get to take advantage of of the facility that's there before they jump on the bus. We have had an agreement with them that expired a couple days ago in 2010 that we've just been continuing to operate on for the past 15 years. So we decided that it was probably about time we actually updated said agreement, which actually doesn't, the actual impact of it is no different than what it was. We did have just a few different things. I know we'd ran into some issues at the beginning of the year where there was a disagreement between some people about having a dog on the premises, and it just kind of led us to looking into more things. And then we looked at our contracting agreement with them and realized that it expired ages ago. So in this, it outlines what we pay them for. It's $15 per school day. That's been the amount we've paid them for forever. And if we don't have school that day, then we don't pay them. That we pay their payment they get comes within a few days after our board meeting when we typically cut checks. And that they are responsible for supervising that. And they've given us a list of those people who it could be, Don Rudolph obviously being one of them. And then if they need somebody that is going to volunteer or step in and assist, that I told them they can come over and use our Visit You software and put their ID in it just to make sure that they were good, just to make so that we have safe and responsible people that are caring and supporting our kids. So it's been reviewed by both their attorney and our attorney with no concerns. Like I said, the modifications more or less were just put an updated date on it. It was essentially the entirety of it all. So that's why you'll see like V2 clean, because I did go back and there were some things in there about they wanted us to carry a certain insurance policy. Jim Unger didn't think that was necessary. They took that out, and then Laura had caught too that there was like a penalty if a payment wasn't received on time, which the date that they had in the previous contract actually was before board meetings could even happen. So it's like we just cleaned up that language so that there's no penalty, like we're gonna pay them. It's, so.
Sounds good.
That was about it.
Thank you for catching that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2080 agreement with the city of Scranton for bus stop and bus stop monitoring.
We have a motion and second, please call the roll.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Foltz.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Nelson. Aye. Dominic.
Aye. Industrial tech equipment purchase.
Yeah, so Matthew Fiedler has approached me on multiple different occasions about the purchase of a new mill and a new lathe to go into our machining and manufacturing section there in the high school. And we're derived out of where we got to a CNC machine as opposed to what we have now. So what we have now in that room is we actually have hand operated mills and lathes. And so when Matthew was meeting with his group that we meet with, they kind of provide some guidance around his programming and what he needs. And their strong recommendation was that we actually start training kids on automatic machines or a CNC lathe and a CNC mill, as that's what kids are actually using when they walk out of here. I mean, while it's great, it's awesome that they can do the hand portion of it, and we have some kids that are really darn good at it. This is what they'll actually experience when they walk onto a job site. They're not going to be using manuals anymore. They'll be doing everything automatically. So Matthew put in a ton of research into this equipment, of where it's coming from, the power needs that we'll have in the room for it. He's already got that all figured out. He knows how to balance and calibrate the machine. He looked into make sure that it has a warranty, that if anything happens, and it includes all of the different parts and bits and things that we would need for this to be up and operational. And just knowing Matthew and knowing his intense expertise when it comes to this, like it'll just be it'll be a big added portion to those classes and for our kids. So there's two different ones on there. There's two different purchase amounts. I don't know if we need two motions for them, but
I guess, or total not to exceed.
yeah.
Part of this we could have Perkins.
Yeah. So the funding source for this too will be taking advantage of the Perkins funds that we have, and then the rest will come from Pepler sales tax.
What were the Perkins funds?
So Perkins funds is, yeah. Do you know what those are?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So every year we get a certain allotment from Perkins, and it's ranged anywhere since I've been here from about $16,000 to about $18,000. So it would actually cover the total cost of at least one of these machines, and it's all grant funded. It has to go towards career and technical education. In the past, we have taken all this time to write out the grant, and then we end up shifting and changing what we actually use the funding for. Anyway, and really it's supposed to go towards things that are equipment for CTE use, and knowing the direction that we have to go with machining and manufacturing, these make complete and total sense to be able to redo where those funds will go. So we need to kind of like between the two, it's
41,000.
Is it total? Is that over?
Oh, I thought someone
Yeah,
checked me though.
That's 24.5 basically. In my head, 16.3. So 40,000. So if it's a total amount not to exceed 41,000, that would be
The lathe and
for the lathe and the mill. Yeah.
mill.
Someone like to make that motion?
If there's any discussion, sorry, that
Yeah.
needs to happen. If anybody else has anything that they want to add.
So it sounds like he himself plus the team that he works on has done plenty of research into.
And maybe you said, I was figuring here, he can calibrate and he can fix.
Yeah,
So
he can
do
level
all that,
it and
level it,
calibrate it,
and
yeah.
yeah, we don't need to hire anyone else, so
No.
that's great. I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the lathe and mill not to exceed 41,000.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Because I kind of jumped again on it. Questions? Please call the roll.
Nelson. Foltz.
Aye.
Rick Hagan.
I
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominus. Aye.
All right, solar project update.
It's an update that's not really an update, but we heard back from Brant Carr, who jumped on our meeting last month, I believe. Seems like it was so long ago, and sort of gave us an update on, they were going to be doing some battery testing. So all that battery testing now is completed, and they were to have a meeting between Story Construction and Modus and the battery company to determine whether or not it was going to be something that would meet our needs and be a fit for us. They were hoping to have some information, some more detailed out information for us by this board meeting, but it didn't happen. And so I was texting back and forth with Ken today. I'm actually going to go see him tomorrow. Ken Hagan, who's with OPM, who's one of the architects and designs behind it all. I'm going to go have a conversation tomorrow when we're down at the IASB conference and get an update as to when we can expect them to have information more, and then we can decide the path that we'll kind of continue on with this. So, so like I said, it's an update. It's not really an update. More to come.
All right, thank you for that. Board policies 403.6 through 3.6L. Any questions, comments, thoughts? Hearing none,
I'll make a motion. I move we approve board policy 403.6 to 403.6L.
I will second that.
we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Foltz. Aye. Nelson. Aye. Boyd.
Aye.
Rick Hagan.
Aye.
Davenport.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Government